Hello and welcome to RT Ministries. My name is Dwayne, and this is the Let's Talk segment. Today I want to talk about Demas. It's in 2 Timothy 4:9. 2 Timothy 4:9. Now Demas, this is a man who was with Paul. Just a short talk about people. Demas was with Paul and then he left because he loved the world more than he loved the Lord, and obviously more than he loved Paul. Now there's many Demases out there. Let's see, 2 Timothy 4:9 and 10. Here's the scripture verse. He said, "Make every effort to come to me soon." He's talking to Timothy. 10. "For Demas, having loved this present world, has deserted me and gone to Thessalonica." Now, I'm just going to stop there in the middle of 10. But this is the part I really want to talk about. "For Demas, having loved this present world, has deserted me and gone to Thessalonica." I'm going to talk, let's just think about Demas here. This is a couple thousand years ago. I don't know, Demas must have been roughly 35, 30-ish, 40-ish, somewhere in there. But Demas is long dead, right? It's been 2,000 years. Demas now is in torment for 2,000 years. I wonder if you could ask Demas now if the world was worth it. If the world was worth, going after. At best, in this world, you got 70, 75 years, right? 80. Some people make it more, some less, but we'll just say 70. You live 70, you're doing pretty good, right? And 70 years, is that worth an eternity? Jesus said, what will man give up for his soul? Here, I'll give you a list. Sex, money, people, jobs. There's a lists and lists of what people have given up for their souls. But Paul said, "For Demas, having loved this present world," he can never get away from his love of this world. And there's people out there right now who cannot get away from the love of this world, and they go back. I've known many people who come into the church, they say they're saved, and then all of a sudden they go back. They disappear, sometimes slow, sometimes really fast, but they disappear. Who love this present world deserted me. When somebody deserts, they go without notice. I was in the military, and if somebody deserted, they're just gone. So Demas took a turn without Paul even knowing it and just going back to the world. Again, people, is it worth it? If you lived another 40 years, is it worth it? There's people that say they love the Lord, but they desert him. Go back to the world because they love it. They can't get away, and they just can't give up their sin. And for Demas, who's been in torment for a couple thousand years, and he's going to be pulled out of torment someday, judged and cast in the lake of fire, I wonder if this was worth it to Demas to desert Paul and the Lord, to desert the Lord first, then Paul, and go back to the world because he loved everything in the world. Bible says what? "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If you love the world and things in the world, the love of the Father is not in you." And in Demas, the love of the Father was never in him because he still loved the world. He followed Paul for a little while, but then he went back to the world because he loved the world. The love of the Father was never in him. He'd have been better off if he never followed the Lord. He never came to Paul, right? So look, people, men and women and children alike, is it worth it? Is it worth it to love the world and go back to it? Is it worth it to turn your back on God and be accountable to him? Is it worth it for even 80 years in this world and having all the money in the world? Is it still worth it? Well, for Demas it was. Having loved this present world, he deserted me and gone to Thessalonica. And Demas is dead. And so will you. Listen, you will die someday. The world isn't worth it. The world is very short. It can make you happy it comes and it goes. And I know My life is passing by quick. And when I was young, I didn't think it would be passing by quick, but it does. It passes by really quick. It isn't worth it. Demas is dead and in torment, but if you're alive, there's still hope for you. So don't turn back to the world. I can guarantee if you pulled Demas out of torment right now, he would say it wasn't worth it. Because he's never leaving. There's hope for you, though. Turn from the world. Turn to Jesus Christ. Turn from sin. People who won't turn from sin love this present world. And if you won't come to Christ for whatever reason you love this present world, then you've deserted the Lord. And if you're in hell, you can only blame yourself. Thanks for tuning into the talk. I'll see you next time. Bye.